Hello friends, how are you people? Today we are going to discuss a topology and we will configure NAT overload on this topology. Here we can see that we have a LAN network here which is connected with the ISP router, and this ISP router is connected with ISP, and there is another remote LAN existing on in this topology. We will configure NAT overload on this router in order to make our LAN switch to access the public network from this single public IP address. We will configure a public IP address over here. Our local private IP addresses will be configured on this LAN switch. So let's start here. First we will configure our LAN switch. Terminal host name. This is our LAN switch. LAN switch. We will configure two different VLANs in this switch, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. VLAN 10, VLAN 20. First 5 ports for the VLAN 10 and the second 5 ports for the VLAN 20. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/125. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 10. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/6 to 10. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 20. Interface, as this interface is gig 0/1, we have to configure it as a trunk port as it is connected with the router, and we are using or in fact we have configured multiple VLANs on this switch, so we have to create sub interfaces on this switch as well, and on this router as well. Interface gigabit 0/1 switch port mode trunk. Now we will configure our router here. No interface enable config terminal host name ISP router. This is the router we have on our premises, ISP's router which is on our premises, and we will configure it for the NAT. ISP router interface, its gig 0/1 is connected with this local LAN, so we will configure 0/1 dot 10 sub interface. We are going to configure multiple sub interfaces on this router. Encapsulation dot 1Q10 IP address 192.168.10.1255255. It will be the gateway for our host, and now interface gigabit 0/1 dot 20 encapsulation dot 20 IP address 192.168.20.1255255.255.0. Exit interface gig 0/1 no shutdown. Interface gig 0/0 which is connected on the WAN side. This is the WAN side which is connected to the ISP. We will configure a public IP address on this interface. IP address say 67.1.1.1255255.255.0. No shutdown. Okay, now we will configure NAT on 0/0. First we will configure all the interfaces which are going to be NATed. So in this case we have two interfaces for which are required to be NATed. So first interface gig 0/1.10 IP NAT inside. Similarly, interface gig 0/1.20 IP NAT inside, and the interface which will be used for the outside is gig 0/0. Interface gig 0 IP NAT outside. Next thing we will configure here is the ACL IP access list standard and name, let's say NAT permit 192.168.10.0 permit 192.168.20.0. We are going to permit both the networks for the netting purposes. Okay, now IP NAT inside source list will be this NAT. We are going to configure, or in fact access list here NAT. Now the interface gig 0/0 overload. This command overload, if we don't configure overload over here, then it will only be a static NAT. We are going to configure overload here only because we want a single IP address to be used for the netting of all the IP addresses in the private network. Okay, done. Now we will configure IP route. Default route we will configure here 67.1.1.2. Okay. Now we will configure our this switch first. Host name remote switch, VLAN say 30 and 40. Interface range for Ethernet 0/1 to 5. Switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 30. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/6 to 10. Switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 40. Interface gig 0/. This interface is going to be a trunk interface /1 switch port mode trunk. Okay, now we will configure our router here. Now enable config terminal, host name ISP, interface gig 0 slash 1 dot 30 encapsulation dot 30 IP address say 172.168.30.125525525.0 interface gig 0 slash 1 dot 40 encapsulation dot 40 IP address 192.168.40 dot 125525525.0 interface gig 0 slash 1 no shutdown interface gig 0 slash 0 IP address 67.1.1.2255255 no shutdown IP route 192.168.10 dot. In fact, I'm going to summarize here 0.0 255.255.0 67.1.1.1. Our configuration has been completed here. Let me label the topology in order to tell you people in a more clear way. This is the IP address of this interface. Similarly, the IP address on this interface is 67.1.2/24. We have two NATs, two VLANs here. VLAN 10 network is 192.168.10.0/24. Second VLAN is VLAN 20 with network 192.168.20.0/24. Third VLAN is VLAN 30 172.168.30.0/24. Fourth VLAN is VLAN 40. VLAN 40 172.168.40.0/24. Okay, now let us assign the IP addresses to our end users. 192.168.10.10, 192.168.10.1, 192.168.10.11, 192.168.10.1. 192.168.20.10 to 168.20.1. 192.168.20.11 and gateway will be 192.168.20.1. 172.168.30.10, 172.168.30.1. 172.168.30.11, 172.168.30.1. 172.168.40.10, 168.40.1. 172.168.40.11, 172.168.40.1. Okay, friends, what have we here? 192.168.10.1 and 192.168.20.1. Similarly, we have 172.168.30.1 and 172.168.40.1. Now we will check our configuration. Let me check whether I can ping the remote addresses, remote users of VLAN 30 or not. Ping 172.168.30.10. Yes, we can ping here. Let me check the status of our NAT overload. Show IP NAT translation. This is the command to check the NAT translations. Here we can see our inside local IP address is this, outside local IP address is this, outside global is this, and inside global is this. Now let me show you another thing. Trace route 172.168.10.10. Sorry, I'm pinging the wrong IP address. No, in fact, it should be 30.10. Here you can see that the route first it went to 10.1, then 1.2, and then to 30.10. Now let's check our other end. Ping 192.168.10.10. It can ping. Now look at the trace route of this IP address. Trace route 192.168.10.10. You can see that it only knows the IP address of this interface. Behind that interface, this remote host has no idea. You can see it arrived here and rest of the work was done by this interface. I hope you have understood the configuration of this topology. This is the simplest topology I configured here. In future, I'll try my level best to improve the topology for the NAT overload in order to clarify the more concepts. If you have any question regarding this topology, kindly ask me in the in comments. I'll try to answer you people in time. Thank you.